of the week. You heard a little bit what I had to say about the match, but I'm joined with another Rover who is also stateside, and we'll hear what he had to say next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. This time we are talking to another Rover, American Rover, and we'll get to him in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're all here under Warowski's, that's right, and I'm joined by the one and only Deuce, that's right, Dan Cox, based out here on the other side of the pond. So Dan, from my small corner of the YouTube universe, tell them a little bit about yourself and why on earth you support Blackburn Rovers.
Thanks. I started back in 2002. There was the World Cup, and Brad Friedel had just had an amazing, phenomenal World Cup that year. So my brother told me, if you like him, you should, check out Blackburn. They're in the Premier League, and I hadn't really, watched the Premier League at all, but I used to play soccer, so I really got into it and started supporting Blackburn back then. I was really impressed with Damien Duff's World Cup that year too, and you get the kit thrown in and you can't resist it. So it's been peaks and valleys ever since then. Some lower peaks or some lower valleys rather than maybe the higher of the peaks, but still I've been loving it, and had a pleasure meeting everybody on Twitter and everything like that. Met 3 other Blackburn supporters in Chicago for a game or two, but hopefully one of these days I'll be able to get over there and see Ewood and meet with a bunch of the other guys over there. So
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. And in that era, the 2000, 2002, that was probably who was manager back then? It's probably
I think it was Souness.
Souness, yeah, that was our promoter. We got promoted from the Championship last time, I guess. And since then we had quite a good bunch of managers. It kind of went a little bit funky with Paul Ince, and then after Allardyce, but you saw some real good times there. Good bunch of people. The Brett Emertons, the Lucas Neals, Guy, the McCarthy. Yeah, that was a really good period for Rovers. Okay. So we're going to focus now back into 2019. Transfer window slammed shut. Rovers picked up an extra body on transfer deadline day, and we're all still chewing a little bit about the Mulgrew decision. But how do you assess, or what do you think about our transfer window as a whole, and who do you think's going to be our signing of the season?
Well, I would have said that a week out from the transfer window, before that closed, I thought we'd have a really decent shot of getting 6th or a playoff spot if we found 1 or 2 good defensive options, especially in center back. After the window closed, I don't know. It's kind of thrown things up in the air a little bit more. So, but I've been really impressed with Bradley Johnson. I didn't think he'd be that good on the ball as some of the technical touches that I've seen with him on the ball, and likes to throw himself about a bit too. Him and Travis, I think, are a terrific 1-2 back there, and I think Travis will actually grow as a player with him next to him. So that's a fantastic bit of business, I think. Tosin, he looked phenomenal against Fulham, I thought. That track back against to catch up to Mitrovic was phenomenal. I didn't see that one coming. I thought that was a sure goal, and he partnered really well with Williams too, which I thought was phenomenal. That was their first game, and they missed most of the preseason. So for those two to do so well, on that day, I thought that was fantastic against Fulham at Craven Cottage. So, but Tosin's a lone player, so his future isn't with Rovers because he has stated that he wants to get into the City back line. He's going to do that. He'll have to do well for us, but. I think Bradley Johnson is probably our top signing from that window. Although Eric Cunningham could prove me wrong, rather, if he's able to deliver on some of the comments that I've heard on social media about how good he is.
Yeah.
So hoping that he'll really boost the back line, and Derek Williams, who will tell you that he's a center back, who's been playing out of position at left back. Now that he's going to move into center back, I think that'll be a great option to have Cunningham come in, and provide some competition for Bell, who is not a lot of fans' favorites these days. So.
Yeah, no, it's a ropey start, but we've got the ingredients to make something special. So hopefully it'll all work together, and we can at least pick up something on the weekend. Okay, so if you bumped into a Middlesbrough fan in the street, and they were wanting to know who was going to be, or basically what I'm trying to say is who is your first name on the team sheet for this Saturday? Who's undroppable? Your man who has to be there, number one. Who do you scribble down?
Well, it's funny. I think Dak has had a slow start to the season, but I think we saw him come up to speed a little bit in the last game, and I think he's going to start moving up through the gears here pretty quick. I think if we can find a way to get Rothwell and him to start without sacrificing that left wing. And this is where I think Cunningham could really come in handy. If he's able to charge up and down that wing and cover that and provide cover, I think that'll offer Rothwell a little more chance to play more in the middle of the park. And if that's the case, I think we're going to see Dak, start to rise back up to where he was, where we know he can be as one of the top players in the league. And if we're able to get the right striker, get one of them into form, I think that's going to really ignite his season too. I would say start with Danny Graham against Boro. Give him a chance to have him and Dak get that chemistry back, and maybe that can spark things. When he starts to get tired, when Graham starts to tire out, then you can throw on Brereton or Gallagher, and let their pace and presence really start to pay dividends for them against the more tired fullbacks and center backs. So.
Okay.
I think Dak would be my danger man for the
danger man. Okay, so we got your danger man. Now I want you to give me, if you were Mowbray for this weekend, I want your starting 11. Not what he would go with, but what you would go with.
Like I said, it kind of depends on whether or not Cunningham is ready to go for me. I'd like to see him get maybe some minutes in the midweek game, but. I would say, unfortunately, Walton right now is making me nervous, but I still, I think we've got to give him more time. So I'll start with him again. Hope he starts to come into form. But across the back line, I would go Cunningham. I would go with Williams and Tosin again, because I don't think they've done anything to deserve losing their spots. Even if Lenihan comes back fit, I think you owe it to them for that performance against Fulham to start them. And then I'm really hoping Niambe can finally get back in the team in the right back because I love Benno. I'd just rather see him playing further up the pitch, right wing, right mid, or even filling in for either Travis or Johnson. But yeah. And then in the middle, I'm going to leave Benno out for now, but Travis and Johnson in the middle. They're just looking so strong right now, and I think they have to start. Dak's going to be in front of them, and then, like I said, maybe Rothwell off on the left, but cutting inside and letting Cunningham come up on that flank. And then you have, like I said, Danny Graham, and I'd have kind of Arma kind of floating back and forth from the right wing, and give him that mobility to either cut inside or play on that right wing and get those long balls down the right side if we, if we're having trouble building up through the middle.
Yep. Okay. That's it's a very doable and probable lineup. I think Graham might start as well. I think Gallagher's had a couple ropey start to his return, but I think we need to get the confidence moving. So I'm with you with the DG start. Okay. So what else have I got for you here? So rough start so far. Where do you ultimately think we're going to finish in the league?
Well, like I said, before the transfer window shut, a week before that, I thought, playoffs were definitely something that we should be shooting for if we recruited right. Don't know if we were able to quite do that. Hopefully they'll prove me wrong. And, in Mowbray we trust. But I would say, if we can be mid-table, I think that'd be a fair season for us. Given the recruitment, I don't think we spent all that much really. I do think Gallagher will come good. He's only been here for 30 days, basically just a month so far. So, a lot of people are jumping on his back, but I think he's going to have a better season than it's starting off to be. Give him some time to work with Danny Graham on his hold-up play. Make sure Tony gets more people getting quality service into the box with him, and let his height really play to his advantages as well. I think you look at a player like Gusted, who we might see at Boro on the weekend. I remember when he was at Villa watching his first couple of games, and the Villa fans were kind of trashing him, and I was thinking, you're not playing to his strengths. You got to play to his strengths. You got to give him good service in the box. He's a big guy. Let him attack those some good crosses and stuff like that. But I think we'll probably end up hopefully mid-table is what I could see. If we can improve on last season's by a couple of places, I think that'll be an improvement overall.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a quick a generic look now of the championship. Who do you think is going to go down? Your 3 picks for the drop.
My relegation candidates this season. I thought I had this earlier in the season, then the transfer window threw a bit of a made it a little more topsy-turvy for me. I wasn't quite sure. I think I'm going to have to go, though, with Birmingham, Reading, and Charlton.
Ooh.
I think it might be the ones. Charlton have started off fantastic so far. They really have, and they should have a lot of good vibes around the place. But they're a thin squad, and they've lost a lot of their key players in the transfer window. So, it's going to be tough for them. It all depends, too, on if they're able to hold on to, what's his name, who's their main striker.
Taylor, yeah.
If he goes in January, it could be really tough for them.
Mm-hmm.
But Birmingham, they lost Che Adams, they lost Jota as well. So, I don't know about them. And then Reading, it's just been kind of chaotic for them too. So I'd say like either Reading or Wigan. I'd love to see Wigan go down too, just because I really don't like Paul Cook at all, man. He runs.
Agreed. Yeah, he is a smarmy little thing, isn't he? Okay, so that's it, guys, for the drop. Now, who's your pick? Your 3 picks to go up.
For promotion candidates, Sheffield Wednesday have started off really brightly, and I think they're going to have a great season. Brentford have bought just about everybody in the league who was available. So those two, I think, and Fulham, they've just got the quality through the side. It'll add a lot of quality to the championship, I think. And, you see what Kearney can do when they've had no possession of the ball. Just takes one magical moment from a left peg like Kearney, and they're in the game.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So let's say the transfer window was wide open still, and you could wave your magical wand and pick one player to add to the Rovers squad. Who would you take from the championship?
Well, I would. I'd have to look at one of our more up in the air positions right now, a goalkeeper, and I'd have to say like somebody like Kieran Westwood. I think he'd be a really good shout for us. Boro, he's a fantastic. I think he was Boro's player of the season last year too. So one of those two I think would be phenomenal at Rovers. Somebody who could really lock down the goalkeeping position, command the box, both vocally and on set pieces, which is something that we've had big problems with the set pieces. But you look at the goals that we've conceded this season already, and a lot of people are questioning whether Walton could have done better on either of those. So I'd say goalkeeper for me, and I think right now Westwood and Randolph are 2 of the better ones in the league.
Yep, agree with you on that. We definitely need competition, especially Walton's just wandering in there. No pressure. Okay, money question now. Here it is. Final score Saturday up against Middlesbrough, Ewood Park. What's the final score going to be?
Well, I don't think we're going to win yet. I still don't. It's going to be I think just too soon for Tony to have figured it out yet. Plus, we got the cup game, which could, throw something into the air too, based on form or injuries if we come out of that healthy. But I do think we have enough to challenge Boro. We saw Luton, play a high energy style against them, and I think that really kind of knocked them back a little bit. You can see like Ayala at the back can be undone, among others. So I think we could, push them to a 2-2 draw, and I think that would be fair enough. But I do think we won't have to rely on own goal this time. I think we'll actually get a couple of goals ourselves. Look for Danny Graham to open up his account if he does get the start, and then probably Dak to get one as well, I think. So.
All right, 2-2 draw. Okay. So anything else for the Middlesbrough people, just in case they're watching, you want any trash talk for them, you want to slam them a little bit, give them a piece of your mind, WWE style? You don't have to. No one has done so far, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a trash talker myself. That can come back to bite you more often than not, especially with Rovers these days. So.
Yes.
The one thing you could say is we've got Tony Mowbray.
Yeah, there we go. They had him once, didn't they? They had him as manager. I think they had him as manager.
Yeah,
yes, they did.
He put like 400 appearances with them, and managed them for quite a while too. So
that's right. Yeah, Mowbray. Show them how it's done. Okay, well, Dan, that is all I've got for you. Hopefully, we can get some feedback from you after the match in the review sort of style. But until then, I'm going to let you get out of here.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for having me. Really appreciate it. And like I said, hopefully one of these days I'll get over there to meet with some of the Rovers fans over there. But if you're ever in Chicago, you feel like getting out to the suburbs, let me know. I'll buy you a pint.
You got it. That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. And if you want to be a Rovers fan of the week, or if you're an opposition fan and you're watching this by chance, if you want to get involved, get in touch with me in the old comment section down below, or follow me over on Twitter and DM me that way and say, hey, you know what, the Hull City game is coming up. Wouldn't mind being the support for that game. Just get in touch with me and we'll make it happen one way or another. But anyway, folks, lots still to come on the channel. Obviously, we've got Cassie's prediction tomorrow, and then what else we got? We got the reviews and all that kind of stuff, and then we go again. Hull City just around the corner. But anyway, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Until I see you again, thumbs up, subscribe. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.